Hi, ladies. Today is Sunday, August 23rd, 2020. 58 weeks postpartum. So 13 and a half months. Um, so I just wanted to kind of update on breastfeeding. So I'm still doing what they call extended breastfeeding, which I think that's breastfeeding beyond a year, but I could be wrong. It could be breastfeeding beyond 6 months, but I think it's beyond a year. They call it extended breastfeeding when you go beyond, I guess, what people traditionally do. But this is only over here because a lot of other countries, it is very common for a mother to breastfeed her child um, well beyond a year and to go as long as you really want. You can go for years, and there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, here, and I've mentioned this before in prior videos, here in New York, the mother's right to breastfeed is actually protected. Sorry. Every time I work out and then the glasses start slipping from sweating. But anyway, um, the mother's right to breastfeed is protected for 3 years. If you're at work, you have the right to breastfeed for 3 years, and that right is protected. Well, I mean, you can breastfeed as long as you want, but your employer still has to give you the pumping breaks, assuming you're pumping while you're at work for 3 years. And other states have very similar policies and laws. So it's just you don't see too many people go that long. When I first started, I didn't know if I'd be able to do it at all. And then every day was like, okay, and I was more committed to pumping than I was nursing because she didn't latch very early on. So I started off mostly as an exclusive pumper, and then I was able to nurse too. But I always, even though I hate pumping, I always kind of favored pumping because that was what I did first. So I never really got into the groove with like nursing continuously. I was a pumper, and I did nurse too. And one time there was a point where I was triple feeding, where I was um, nursing, pumping, and bottle feeding all at one feed. It was like the worst time in my life. But gradually, when you do that gradually, no one can, well, maybe someone can sustain that long term. But eventually, your child's needs change anyway, so you don't have to do that forever. And I did it for a long time. I think longer than what most people do that. And then eventually, it just became like nursing and pumping. And so that's what I've been doing up until this point. I've just been nursing and pumping, and more pumping than nursing. Like at one point, I was nursing at mornings and nights, and pumping during the day, even though I was on maternity leave. And then I tried, when I went back to work, I was pumping in the mornings before I went to work, pumping while I was at work, and then just nursing at night in the evenings when I came home. And then with the whole pandemic, I'm working from home. So then I continued that actually. I continued that because I wasn't sure when I was going to have to go back to work. So into the office, I should say. So I didn't want to like get on a different routine. But now it's been over 5 months that I've been working from home. And so, and Michaela is now 13 and a half months old. And I don't want to stop giving her breast milk because, quite frankly, she doesn't take a lot of other milk. She hasn't, and I'm going to be honest, I have not tried cow milk. For some reason, I've had an issue giving her cow milk. And she does not have a dairy allergy or issue. And I grew up drinking cow milk. I don't really have an issue as far as there's anything wrong with cow milk. I'm just saying if she's going to be drinking an animal's milk, it should be my milk, right? I mean, yes, humans are animals, and it should be my milk. That's what I think. I know that's kind of funny, but I'm like, cow milk is meant for baby cows. So, mommy's milk is made for baby Michaela. So it's kind of like, I feel like if she needs to drink milk that is coming from any sort of mammal or animal or whatever you want to call it, she should drink my milk. So, because it's specifically designed for her, like it changes, breast milk changes as your child ages. So, to hopefully, well, it's supposed to change to coincide with their nutritional needs. I have no idea how your body knows to do that. I have no idea. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. I shouldn't even try to make something up. But to be honest, when she turned 12 months, my milk supply started to dwindle. And I don't know if it was something I was doing differently. Like I was still trying to stay hydrated. You know, all the same rules apply. Like when you're an early breastfeeder, staying hydrated, you know, eating enough calories, yada, 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 yada. And so I was still doing that. I don't take any supplements. I stopped doing that a while ago. The only thing I do take is moringa. And I did tell you about that months and months ago, but I take it twofold. I do take it because I think it helps with breast milk, but mainly I take it because it helps to boost your immune system. And so when the pandemic struck, I started back on moringa, and that was really for that. But it does have the benefit of assisting with breast milk and also making breast milk more nutritional. So, or it's supposed to. So, I've been taking moringa, but I hadn't done anything different. And then all of a sudden, my milk supply was like dropping. I couldn't fill bottles the way I used to, and I never had a great milk supply, but I had enough. And so I couldn't fill them the way that I was doing before. And so what ended up happening was I was just like, you know, giving her less, and I was supplementing with almond milk. And Michaela doesn't, I mean, it's vanilla flavored almond milk, and I thought she would enjoy that. And she drinks it, but not great. You know, it's kind of like a sip here and there. And sometimes I guess she'll take it better than other times, but she doesn't really take it the way she takes it. And then, like I told you, I had been struggling with her with drinking bottles. And when I say bottles, I don't not use bottles anymore, but I use her straw cups or her 360 cup. I would still refer to as a bottle, even though they're not technically bottles. So, she wasn't drinking even my milk as well with that. So like she would drink it, but she wasn't finishing it, or she wasn't drinking as much out. And my understanding is they need at least 16 ounces of milk a day. You know, so 16 to 24, I believe. But I think you could go higher than 24 ounces. But I think there is a limit on how much milk they can have in a day. But it doesn't matter because she wasn't drinking a ton of it. And I was still nursing at night, so I have no idea how much she was drinking from, you know, nursing. But still, she wasn't really drinking the bottles, and I was having a hard time filling them, and she didn't love the almond milk, even though I was supplementing with, trying to supplement with almond milk. So ultimately, I decided, hey, I am going to, she nurses really well, except during the day when she wants to play and she has other things on her mind, but she usually nurses generally pretty well. So I decided, okay, how about I just stop this pumping thing? I hate it anyway. I've always hated it. I don't know why I've been so, I think it just gave me a security to know I had milk there, because I could never really, I felt like, you know, I don't know what's going on in the breast. I don't know how much milk she's getting. I think it gave me a security to be able to see how much she was drinking. I think that's why I kept pumping. And so I was like, but it's 13 months. We're 13 months out. Oh, we're 13 months out. Like, just stop pumping and nurse her. So this is the plan. I am done pumping. This is the plan. I can always reverse it. And I do have milk in the freezer. I used to have a refrigerator stash and a freezer stash. I gave up my refrigerator stash. We used the rest of that. I put any milk that I pumped while we were using my refrigerator stash, I continued to pump, because, you know, you have to remove that milk. And I froze it in my deep freezer, so it should be good for up to a year. And I am hoping to just nurse and do that and try to supplement with some sort of milk. She hasn't really loved almond milk. I may try cow milk to supplement. I didn't want to, but as long as she's still getting breast milk, I guess I could supplement with cow milk. She might like it. I'm saying if you don't like almond milk that has the vanilla flavor, why would you like cow milk? But you never know. She's weird. She might. And there's other types of milk, I guess. plant-based milk or something, goat milk. I gotta find something other than mommy's milk because she, you know, I don't plan on breastfeed forever. So I would like to get her, find a milk that she will drink, but she will nurse really well in the mornings, in the evenings, and we'll have to try to figure out, you know, she nurses around nap time, maybe that'll work for her because it's comforting to her. So we got to figure out how to get more nursing in during the day. But I am concerned what I would do when I go back, if I ever go back to the office. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and that may not be for a while anyway. And maybe by that point we'll be on to a different stage. But I think I'm just going to stop pumping, continue to breastfeed, and see what happens here. But finding a milk that works for her, she's just such a diva. It's like, I don't want this, everything is just, she doesn't want this, she doesn't want that. It's just, she's picky now with eating. So it's just the milk, she's picky with milk. And she still drinks, despite not drinking my milk the way she used to, she still drinks my milk better than she drinks any other milk. So, and that's probably the way it should be, right? Anyway, ladies, I'll keep you posted. I hope that everyone is safe and healthy, and I will talk to you soon.